A new season is upon us. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2025-26 season for the home opener of the Conestoga Condors women's volleyball program here at Conestoga's Doon campus in Kitchener. I'm Aiden Schlumkuski, and we are thrilled to bring you OCAA women's volleyball action as the Condors are home, welcoming the defending silver medalist squad, the St. Clair Saints, into town for this highly anticipated matchup. Last season, the Saints marched through the regular season with a spectacular 16-2 record, finishing second in Ontario and 11th nationally. They capped it off by making a OCAA gold medal match, only the fourth time in school history, and their first medal match finish since 2020. This is a battle between two heavy-hitting teams, and we have great volleyball action to kickstart the season. It's the Condors, it's the Saints, it's OCAA women's volleyball action next. Celeste Witzel in her first year at the helm. Starting lineups being announced. Going to get to those right now. First for the visiting St. Clair Saints, libero going to be Gill. Kyler at middle blocker with Ariana Carl, number 11 in green, as one of the outside hitters. Cabral will be the Saints setter. Smith and Hobbin rounding out the starting lineup. For the Condors, a very hungry Condor squad. In fact, it's going to be Rabano, Main, Bobich, Welmers, McLean, Cowie, and Marchetti. Althea Rabano set to get things started, had 25 aces a season ago. A very good setter for the Condors as she is in her sophomore campaign. Going over to Bianca Marchetti, and she's got the first kill for the Condors, rolling it right over top of the block, picking up right where she left off last year. Rabano's season high in aces came in the last game, last January, as a kill going to be made there by the Saints. Finished with 5 aces in that match. She was absolutely on fire in the contest. St. Clair last year averaging 12.8 kills per set, a very impressive hitting percentage, as this is going to be a free ball sent over. But a big swing coming from the Condors through the likes of McLean. St. Clair with the answer. Now they have the lead. It's going to be their first of the match. Emma Cabral, the second-year setter into the lineup, played 17 matches last season, averaged near 7 assists per set. Very good at distributing the ball. Her counterpart, Rabano, equally as good. It's first swing for Welmers, and there's the block from the Condors, rejected by Marchetti and Welmers, who go up and forming the wall, sending that one right back where it goes. Conestoga gets the ball back. It's going to be Bianca Marchetti, and what a career she has had with the team. Career high 178 kills. That was in her rookie campaign, and she's been on fire for the 3 years she has been here now in her 4th year with the team, captaining this squad. Good save from McKenna Main. This one going over to Marchetti, and a diving save now from the libero for the Saints as we rally forward. And there's Welmers. Welmers, part of that 1-2 punch. Very dangerous if you are an opposing team, as it's very hard to defend against these two hitters for the Condors in the likes of Marchetti and Welmers. With that kill, that evens us up at 3 apiece. That one's just going to nick off the top part of the tape. As Marchetti, that one got a little bit too far away from her, unable to go with a big swing, just trying to roll it over. Carl, the Windsor native, now stepping back. Currently in her 3rd year with the club. as she tries to hit the line, and she will. Pinpoint accuracy for Ariana Carl. Carl one of 4 Saints last year, over 100 kills. She totals 129, finished 4th on the team. As Bobic will take charge, this one kept alive and quickly volleyed over by Maine. Back and forth opening set between these two clubs. We mentioned the firepower we saw in the Saints last year as they went on an amazing run deep into playoffs. Is that one going to be rejected? Welmer's going up, sending it back. And this one into the net and now skied out of play. And into the fans. Conestoga trailing by 1. Score is 5-4 in favor of the visiting Saints. That's going to be Welmer stepping back for the team. I mentioned just a very key returning player as she's got the ace. Madison Welmers picks up her first ace of the season. And just there were two key returning players, that being Marchetti and Welmers. Total 319 kills between them, back for another season, hoping to compete for a championship at the provincial level and continue to go on to nationals. This one, however, heading into the net. Kyler, one of the middle blockers, standing 5'9" from Tecumseh, is going to have a service air charge to her name as that one flies into the net. Back and forth we continue to go in the opening set of action. Teams all knotted up, 6 apiece. And just missing the back line. As you're seeing some accuracy games being played, all of these servers really trying to target those lines, see if they can catch it. That one just missing. Huggins also going to create a service error. She was named an All-Canadian last year for her efforts, and what a season she had. Huggins was absolutely electric for this team. That one going to be blocked. Cowie getting in on it and volleyed over. And the point will be for the Condors. It did land in bounds, but it's going to be a double touch called by our up official. And that is going to give the point for the Condors. They now regain the lead. Back and forth we continue to go. Neither team willing to give an inch. Very important opening set to see who can start off on the right foot. Is this one going to be sent off? And a good looking serve from Grace McLean. Whenever Cowie, as she looks like a shortstop, throwing over to first base. And Cowie got the kill. She goes up off 1 foot and unloads a furious swing. This one going to land. Conestoga extends it to a 2-point lead. 9-7 we go. This one going to be blocked and out of bounds. However, Urbano and Cowie went up forming the wall. Hobbin had 28 aces a season ago. Pushing this one a little bit too far from Marchetti. She'll roll it over and off the block and down! Making something out of nothing, Bianca Marchetti. That one right towards the net. She had to fight a little bit, able to get a touch on it off of the block and down. Great creativity from the 4th year. This one going to hit into the net. Marchetti went up solo. This one into the net. 11-8 our score, and that's going to be our first time out. It's Conestoga going on a run. Our keys to the game for the Condors currently on your screen, coached by Celeste Witzel in her first year with her assistants JP Marin as well as Olivia Bender and Alexandria Fisher. They realize that the very experienced St. Clair team, they are rather young by comparison, shutting down their key players. That is going to be a focus. We mentioned 4 Saints with over 200 kills, 100 kills last year. The team totaled over 800 as a squad. And just being able to play within their system, make sure that they limit the errors on their end and controlling what they're able to do, and then attack with force. Cowie, new to the squad this year for the Condors. She is in her 4th with the team, the Mississauga native. As that reception going to go out of play, a big swing gets the Saints back on the board. Harley Smith with a good look, and she's got the ace. Is that one hitting off Bobic and quickly down. She picks up her first ace of the campaign. 3 aces in the early going for the Saints. It's been a focus for them as their service pressure been a focus. Almost got a second one. This one put right back over, riding the net, still alive. Free ball here for the Condors. Players converge. Babic takes charge. They'll go back over to Marchetti. Running it down, another free ball coming for the Condors. See if they can mount an attack. This time going to Welmers, rolling it over. I believe a net violation going to be called as Welmers trying to roll it over. Does that so you have to respect the power in her arm when you're going up as a block and defending. And when she goes with that roll shot, it's very hard to defend. Welmers was named to the West Division All-Rookie team along with her teammate Svetlana Babic. Those two receiving accolades. Also the Rookie of the Year for Welmers, as she was absolutely sensational over the course of the year. Cabral back. Mentioned she had that opening ace for the team. Coming from the backcourt! She got it! Grace McLean soars. Marchetti, 46 aces a season ago. This one, however, into the net. It'll be a service error charge to her. Had a number of receptions, 2nd on the team last year, only trailing Bobic. Gets a number of touches. Really like the way the Condors control the ball. Seen it a couple times in this for opening set. Just being able to the way they detonate. Great passing, and that transitions into a very potent offense. As there's Bobic getting the reception. Now going right down the middle to Welmers. Welmers overwhelming the block again as she comes right up the gut and hammers it home. Now it's going to be Welmers to serve. So we mentioned she was named the West Rookie of the Year. And you can't, there's no doubt about that. With her numbers, 145 kills, 246 percentage on the hitting department, and 16 aces. Also a number of blocks for the teams, a whopping 36 solo blocks that she was averaging over half a block per set. Very impressive numbers from the rookie now in her sophomore campaign. See where they go here. They're going over to Maine. Tools it off the block. That's McKenna. Maine's got the kill. Seeing Conestoga use a number of players on the attack. Been a real focus as you're seeing them not be, I don't want to say predictable, but like having so many offensive weapons, you never know where the ball's going to go. You're seeing it go to different parts of the court. A lot of players getting looks and converting. That's very important. as no matter what team you're playing on, you don't want to have only one player you go to, as then teams are able to really put that player on that side and double up the block as a joust forward at the net. Now going back to Marchetti. And a Marchetti mash as she smokes that one. Ball had a vapor trail on it after that. Marchetti with another kill. It's going to be Marchetti's third, tying Walmers for the lead in the game. Conestoga up 16-13 right now, as that one rode up a little bit high right there on Carl, and it's down. Conestoga rolling in this opening set. They now widen their margin to 4. Mentioned earlier, for St. Clair finished second in the league, would fall to the Humber Hawks in that gold medal match. Nothing for the Saints to hold their head down about. It's a phenomenal season. They're looking to build off of this year. That was the that Humber completed the 4-peat, as their dominance in the 2000s continues, as they continue to be a very dangerous program in the world of volleyball. Now going over to Cowie, off the block and down. Hannah Cowie picking up her second kill of the match, as 6 different players in the early going for Conestoga with a kill. Once again, we're seeing that depth in their offense this season. That could be very dangerous. Babic, Johnny on the spot for this one. Now going back to Marchetti. This one going to be out of bounds. Give it right back to Marchetti, and this time she's got it. Love that play call right there. Marchetti hits the antenna. That one out of bounds. They go right back to her. Perfect set by Babic, right off of the block. I believe that was going to be touched right there by Smith, and then out of bounds. That one hitting off main, as that one got on her in a hurry. Conestoga looking to try to close out this opening set. Granger is a top recruit for the Saints that they added this season, standing 5'8" as an outside hitter from LaSalle, where she graduated from St. Thomas of Villanova. MVP of that team, inactive here tonight. That's going to send Rabano back to the line. And a diving save, but this one going to head out of bounds. You saw a good effort there from Grace McLean trying to get under it. Now that's going to move Clements back. Emma Clements in her 4th year, the Windsor native, also playing with her sister Samantha on the team. It's going to be a point for the Condors, sending Marchetti back. The OCAA scoring champion, named to the 2nd team All-Stars along with Welmers. We talked in depth about them last year. They can really take over a game for the Condors. You're seeing it early on, as that one on a seam, hitting up the block of Maine and out of bounds. Be a point for the Saints as they try to claw back in this opening set, trailing by 3. Carl, team leader in the game in kills currently with 333 hitting percentage. She's having good numbers in the early going. Trying this side, going over to Maine. That one into the stands. McKenna Maine's got another, as the lead continuing to grow for the Condors. McKenna Maine gets a great run up and unleashes a furious swing. That one cut on the defender in a hurry and quickly out of bounds. Conestoga, such force they're swinging with right now. Very hard if you're St. Clair to defend against this one. This one in the block kept alive by Maine. Bobic takes charge. Now they're going to try the other side to McLean. Block going up, rejected by McLean. Cowie also in on it. And Cowie gets this one, still kept up by the Saints. Good reactionary play and a great rally forming here as Marchetti from the back. And a nice dig out kept there by Carl. Now it is rejected. Cowie! And that's going to be the second timeout for Julianne Milling. As that one leaked back over Cowie. Great recognition. Rises up, puts it straight down. Conestoga up 23-18 as they look to close out this opening set. Great dominance in the early going as they have really come out. Feel like they've been shot out of a cannon the way they have started their season. And this is a great look for them. It's the first game of the regular season. Talking about their team chemistry, they feel like they're very different from when they got together 6 weeks ago. They're making better choices, and they are clearly reaping the benefits. This team is bought into the coaching style of Celeste Witzel, and you're seeing them fire on all cylinders right now. It's Marchetti currently leading with 4 kills, closely followed by Welmers and Cowie, each with 3. Very impressive numbers from the Condors as you see them right there on your screen, having a good start to their campaign. Offense obviously running through team setter Althea Rabano. She's just special in the way she approaches the game. So creative in her playing style and her awareness on the court. Able to dump the ball rather than just going for the set on times. Can really catch teams off guard. That's a very big skill and a great weapon if you're the Condors to have, as it can be very sneaky attacks as Welmers will serve for the Condors here. This one gets through the block. Marchetti got a piece of it, but it will fall. Kyler got into 10 matches last year for the team. Had 77 total attacks, converted on 18 kills. Woo! That was a good looking kill as Conestoga gets to set point. So we get another look at this one. Right down Broadway, Cowie right off the block and down, hitting that one off of Harley Smith. This one linking back over. Rabano going over. On the block. Bobic got a piece of it as she has full extension, hitting off her hand, unable to return it. Are the Condors. Their lead cut to 4. Huggins in her 5th and final year of eligibility. Back to serve, and that was a big serve. Now having to step back was McLean. Good adjustment as she was able to get it over on the swing. And McLean got it! Battling the antenna as she crosses up the defense, smoking it. We'll take a quick look at this one. There's the set. And a great cut shot, getting it right off of the libero there. That's going to be Hannah Gill, and Conestoga with a great opening set. 25-20 is how this one's going to end. And they have a 1-set lead. all set to go for the second set. Our scoring leaders as this one heads out of play. Kiana Huggins, the All-Canadian with 4 kills so far. On the flip side, it's going to be Hannah Cowie and Bianca Marchetti, each with 4 for themselves. Conestoga has 16 kills right now to St. Clair's 9. Also a very good hitting percentage, just under 500 as that one flies into the net. Urbano stepping back, had 344 assists a year ago. We mentioned the offense really running through her, does a great job, able to set it in a perfect spot, allows her teammates to get momentum towards the net, and puts in a great spot. As this one off the block, Maine takes charge. Urbano with a bump set, giving it on over to McLean. As that one is smoked. Marchetti must have ate her carrots as she watches this one go out very close to the line. And now it's going to be Marchetti stepping back. She missed a couple of games last year due to an injury, but since returning to the lineup, she was on fire. That game against Cambrian had 22 kills, and she came back 5 straight games with double-digit kills, didn't miss a beat as she digs this one out. Urbano bump sets, it's going to be a free ball for the Saints. It's great to see Marchetti come back as this offense relies heavily on her. Big hitter for the Condors as she just swings with such force. It's very hard for teams to get on. That's a good rally from here. And Welmer's got it! Welmer's takes care of the ball so well. You saw her right there, able to go right down Broadway and get the kill. Yes, pardon me. Marchetti, 70 aces 2 years ago as she had an unreal season. That was a great offensive number. 70 kills, very impressive as she definitely had some awards come her way that year. This one put up and heading towards the scoring table and out. Conestoga up 4-2. Marchetti's season high came against Boreal in aces back on November 23rd. That was her second game back after injury. 10 kills to go in that match as well. 333 hitting percentage. And right on cue, Marchetti's got the ace. Marchetti continuing to get points for the Condors. She was amazing last year in this department, picking up right where she left off, got the ace right there, puts a 3-point lead for the Condors. Joust for at the net. That'll be a point for St. Clair. This one hitting over the net. Great diving save made from McLean as Marchetti just volleying it over. Hitting off the block, and Marchetti gets under it and put back over. Great defensive play from the Condors. And they keep it alive. My goodness, a couple of nice defensive plays. See if they can transition into offense. This one going to be kept alive. Good play from Clements. Bumps it this time, going over to McLean. Soft attack, she got it! Oh my goodness. Round of applause from the Condors faithful. Great defensive sequence for the Condors. Marchetti with an absolute beautiful save. Another couple nice touches, and that one finished off amazingly by Grace McLean. We talked a lot about the offense of Conestoga. Their defense just as good as this one is going to go untouched. And it will be out of bounds, not a point for the Condors, as that one going right through the block. It's going to put Welmer's back now to serve. Homer second on the team in points last year, as it looks like her and Marquette got a little crossed up. That one's splitting them. Cuts the lead to 3 points. St. Clair had 3 tune-up games playing in the Von Peckham Memorial Showdown against some OUA teams. They did finish the regular season last year on a 6-game win streak. That's going to be a point for the Condors. Both of these teams look to be coming into this game already in mid-season form. You're seeing some great swings early on, and they seem to be working well in system. Still, obviously, early in the season, there's going to be some kinks to work through. But both of these teams really using this as a learning opportunity. This one getting over top of the block. Now Cowie going to be rejected. McLean shoots one through. And a nice dig out, keeping it alive. Now Cowie. St. Clair not done yet. The cut shot just going to miss the line. On the flip side, McKenna Main steps back. 2 preseason games for the Condors. They won both of them 4-0 in sets and 3-1 against Niagara and George Brown. They got to be coming into this afternoon feeling good as the block from Cowie and Rabano. That one stuffed like a Thanksgiving dinner as Conestoga going to get the point. 10-4 our score. Has a big serve from Maine. McKenna Main's got the ace. Had 3 a season ago as she played in 4 matches for the team. She's already got one here. See if she can double up. Just missing the back line on that serve. In talking with Coach Julianne Milling about the team's finish last year, that there's a real hunger in this team. They are able to finish second, a very impressive time. As we mentioned earlier, they haven't medaled since 2020. But they are still looking as that's going to be a huge swing from Marquette. Their first medal finish in 2020, but they still have a hunger. They want to go to nationals. They want to win provincials. This team has their sights set big and are looking to have a similar season this time, trying to get back to that gold medal match and finish it off. Conestoga going to get the point. As we get another look at this one, Conestoga rolling. Rabano sends it over. It's going to be her second kill of the match. So you mentioned earlier, you're seeing this more with setters in the game of volleyball in today's age, is just you're being a little bit more sneaky. You're always expecting the setters to set for one of your big hitters, as this one tooling off the block of Cowie. But these setters are now starting to go over a bit more. They're starting to surprise some defenses. That's very key, as it has to keep these defenders on their toes. You can't just give up when the ball gets to the setter. So they go to here. It's going to be Cowie off the block and sneaking just in front of an outstretched Smith hand. Anna Cowie spent time with the Niagara Knights, as this one going to be set by Welmers and off the block and out of play. Conestoga continuing to apply the pressure, and that is going to have a timeout for St. Clair. As we look at our keys to the game for the Saints, service pressure, big emphasis for Coach Milling. She's in her 6th year with the team. They really want to try to put the Condors back on their heels, trying to see if they can get some big swings, steal some aces, and also just control that part of the game. They've also worked on some different lineups in preseason. They like the way it worked in those 3 exhibition matchups. They're going to be trying to implement some of that here today. As you can see, there is the St. Clair bench having a talk from Julianne Milling with her assistants Jordan Pranger and Victoria Warner. All those seasoned veterans behind the bench. It's a great coaching staff over there for St. Clair as they see if they're able to rally, trying to get this second set. currently down 15-6. Conestoga also up 1-0. Geneva Huseman was the West Division Player of the Year last season for the St. Clair Saints. So that's going to be a point for the Saints. 257 points and even 200 kills. But she has moved on, so that is a big hole for the Saints to fill. Seeing who steps up this season for them. A lot of good candidates on this St. Clair roster. Going over to Welmers, right up the middle, coming to play it. There was a near collision as Gill was coming to try to play it, and St. Clair back-to-back points, right back into it. Emma Clements back now in her third year with the team. Excuse me, fourth year with the team. In her third year, however, she played in 16 matches for the club, having 15 aces. This one going to be an error, however. Bono already up to 18 assists as she continues. This one going to get in the line. Pinpoint accuracy for the Saints as they're on a bit of a roll. Would love for Carl to have a good stand on this one as she looks to try to get some points back for the Saints. They're trailing 16-9 as we continue on. This one rolling off Marchetti's fingers. Conestoga mounting an attack, and they get the kill. Woo! It was a great looking play. Off the initial reception, it rolled off Marchetti and backwards. Conestoga, great job adjusting as they were able to quickly move up into offense, securing the kill and stopping that run of the Saints. Now going to be Marchetti, 6 kills on the match. She almost had an ace. That one sunk quickly, but it was Arbor able to get there. Free ball as Marchetti takes charge. One of the weapons that Conestoga missing this year is Abby Sluice. Came to the Condors and had an absolute electric time with the club. She's graduated, no longer with the team. See who steps in to fill her spot, as there was a 1-2-3 punch with that team. Welmers, Marchetti, and Sluice. Never knew where they were going, but each of those players able to hurt you in different ways. And like I said, no longer with the team. See who is able to step up for her as Welmers now back to serve. And that one hitting off a fingertip and down. Welmers tried to get a piece of it to keep it alive. St. Clair trailing by 7. So we continue on. Hopkins now stepping back for the team. And she's got the ace. Little help from the net. That's going to get the point for St. Clair as they continue to battle. Not done yet. Team very good at what they do. When they get into the system, they're almost near impossible to try to stop. The main difference is this one heads out of play. So far the blocks has been a big difference. So far Conestoga with 2, St. Clair yet to stop the attack. There's a couple substitutions coming into the game. That's going to send Amanda Lago into the game. Mir coming into the game as well. A couple players getting action. Lago, one of the veteran members of this team, back to serve in her 3rd year from Guelph. Marchetti sends this one. Muir coming to play it, and this one into the scoring table. As Muir gave it a look, she seems to be okay as she crashed hard in. Conestoga leading by 6, trying to close out the second set. This one set by Lago. Going over to Cowie. She'll be rejected off the net, and unable to get it over was Lago. St. Clair won the season series last year against the Condors in the 2 meetings they had. Hughesman had a great game on November 13th. 19 kills, over a 600 hitting percentage, and 4 blocks. That was her second highest kills of the season. 3 Saints tallied double-digit kills in that match. As this one gonna go long on the Condors attack. St. Clair clawing back, down by 4. This one into the net. Much needed point for the Condors. Had to wonder if that run kept going much longer, if Coach Witzel was going to call a timeout, just trying to slow it down a little bit. Grace McLean now coming up to serve for the team. Newcomer from Cambridge. She's new to the squad, already making an instant impact. This one going to be blocked right. It's the net momentarily and falls back on St. Clair's side. Over to Marchetti, rolling it over as she had to really tort her wrist. This one's still up, but it will not get back over. A great diving save from Lago to extend the play momentarily. Conestoga still with a 4-point lead. And Smith just missing the near sideline. Looking for an ace was going to be her second if she got it. 5 different Saints with an ace so far. As you mentioned, that was one of their focuses, that service pressure. They can get back on the Condors early on. It's going to be a difference maker. Elmer's not to be intercepted. Lago who sets to Marchetti. She's rejected. A quick reset, tries the other side. Muir. Going on to Marchetti, dives. She saves it. Now back to Jessica Muir. This one leaking back over. Now backcourt attack. McLean in the right spot. Muir, she's rejected, and this one falls. There's the first block for the Saints. None bigger than that one as they survive a flurry of Condors attacks. They're able to get a much needed point. Muir had a few looks. The block was able to stand tall. And Welmers is going to be rejected back-to-back blocks. And the Saints are rolling a little bit. See who's going to get credit for this second one. Carl already has one, and Kyler just picked one up. And Conestoga going to take a timeout as the lead shrinks to 3 points. St. Clair, we mentioned earlier, very potent offense. Very tough wall to get around sometimes on defense as well. We're seeing that on display here this afternoon. Conestoga trying to take a 2-0 set lead. We'll have more action coming out of this timeout. All set to resume action. It's going to be Emma Clements back, and her serve flying into the net. Well, taking time out as that slowed the tempo down a little bit for the Condors as they were able to get their feet back under them. And that's going to send Jessica Muir back currently in her first year, standing 6'2". Look to be a big weapon for the Condors this year. Is this one going to be rejected? Welmers and Lago getting in. Marchetti got up a little bit late. Lago sets, going over to McLean. That one into the net, however, as she tried to go with a backcourt attack. Very close second set. Sue's able to win this one. That one going to fly a little long off of Carl's serve. That's going to put Marchetti back to serve. Career high in digs last year, 116, also 10 blocks, 46 aces. As she has had good offensive numbers in each of her 3 years of play so far, coming into the 4th year. This one going to get around the block. Lago takes charge, going over to Muir. She'll be blocked. Quick defensive play from Welmers. Try their side, tooling it off the block, kept alive. And tooling that one off the block was Kiana Huggins. She'll add another point to her ever-growing total, up to 8 now. And Conestoga's lead, 3 points. We continue on. Both of these teams with 1 timeout remaining. See how this one shakes out. Marchetti, deep volley. And that is going to be a point for the Saints. Double touch going to be called on that attack. Conestoga's other libero getting some time in. That's Gemma Pereno. And a big swing, Huggins! As that one had some zip, and that's going to take Conestoga to cause their second time out. As the lead now just 1 point. As St. Clair looking to battle back. Gone to Huggins a couple times, and she continues to convert, pardon me. Now hitting 500 on 18 total attacks. Urbano and Maine coming back into the game, as that is going to have Muir and Lago head off. It's Conestoga 2 points, trying to close this one out, see if they're able to get it. Going to be a new server into the game. That's Taya Veneri, her 4th year from Sault Ste. Marie. And she was a graduate from Cora Collegiate, looking to get the point for the Condors. Going back to Urbano, now Maine. The attack, diving save there from Pereno. Not off the block, and now set back over and into the soft spot. Great job by the Condors, a much needed point as we have a quick look at this one. Going over to Grace McLean, got rejected. Urbano, reactionary play, hits it over. She will take it. And that puts the Condors on set point. It's going to be Madison Welmers back to serve for the Condors. She currently sits with one ace, will not have one here. As St. Clair mounting an attack. This one leaking back over. And it is going to be a point for the Condors on the double touch, or excuse me, for the Saints on the double touch on behalf of the Condors. Back and forth, we continue to go. A very close second set. Conestoga won the first by a score of 25-20, and a very close second set. And that is going to head into the net on the serve. Conestoga wins the second set by a score of 25-23. I don't know about you, but my heart is absolutely pounding after that second set. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more OCAA women's volleyball action right after this. Players finally back on to the court as we get ready for the third set. Conestoga up by 2 as they have won the opening 2 sets, 25-20 and 25-23. And it's going to be Althea Rabano sporting the 2 different color shoes. That's her signature mark as we get ready to go. Good opening serve for the Condors. Seeing them get a number of aces as Bobic back into the game. Got the touch, and racing after was McLean. High ball sent over by Marchetti. And it's going to be the opening scoring for the Saints as they get things going. And back-to-back points for the Saints as this one down going to be the ace picked up by Clements. Clements, that's her second ace on the season and in the game. This one going to be set. Welmer's trying to get Conestoga's first point of the set, be rejected. And that one into the net. 3-0 run right now for the Saints. Volleyball game of runs. We're seeing one right now. See how Conestoga responds. They're able to switch this around and get back on the service. A diving save from Marchetti as that one had some sink to it. It's going to be blocked, kept alive. Nice play by Clements. Rolling it over, going to be last touch by Huggins, who goes for attack and puts that one through the block and down. Huggins continuing to swing it. She's going to add another kill to her total. That's an even 10 now on the afternoon as we play on here in the third set. Glad you're joining us here for the season and home opener of the Condors. Wherever you're coming from, Conestoga up by 2 right now as that one going to be a net violation. And now it's 5-0. Clements getting a lot of time behind the service line. 16 assists on her afternoon to go along with 4 digs. Ariana Carl currently leading in the dig department with 8. She's been very good on the defensive side of the ball. Marchetti, and that will end the run. Going right back to Bianca Marchetti, and she'll hammer it home. Nice back set. Marchetti sets her feet, rises up, and smokes it. As that will get Conestoga on the board here in the third set. That one catching the top part of the tape, and the point immediately swings back in the favor of the Saints. Huggins played on the club in 2023-2024, pardon me. She had just under 200 kills in that game as this one going to head out of bounds. Conestoga with some good peepers, letting it go. Welmer's season high last year in kills came against Sheridan. Very good on the road. Welmer's had 15 kills in that one. Her hitting percentage is very good. She's very efficient. Been north of 600 in several games. As this one going to be put right back down by Cowie. Good play from the veteran on the Condors. And a very welcome addition to this team. Marchetti takes this one, put right back. Main, now Rabano, and it's going to be sent over Conestoga. The reaction time is working. It's a nice dig from Marchetti. Throwing it off the block was McLean. And a clean kill on that one. She's going to add another one. Swinging very effectively right now. As Conestoga trailing by 2. Grace McLean now up to 6 kills on the afternoon. Really like to see some of these newcomers through the likes of McLean as well as Cowie as they continue to contribute for the Condors in their debut for the team. And Conestoga back within 1. Welmers continuing to serve. This one punched over. McLean reading it perfectly. Now going over to Cowie. That one rejected by the Saints. And Marchetti hits that one into and out. The attacking air charge to her. 2-point lead restored. Faith Kyler, the third year, stepping back to serve. This one leaking back over. And it will not get over as having to reach for it. There was Cowie. Conestoga last year caused the upset when they faced off against Seneca as they defeated the Sting 3-1 in that game back in February of this year. They were very effective in that game. Impressive stats from them. That one's taking quick. Conestoga now can mount an attack. They're going to go to McLean. She hits it off the block again. Grace McLean continuing to use the block to her advantage. Another tool as she continues to whack it off those extended arms and down. The hands got high. McLean reads it perfectly and is able to steal another point for the Condors. Good save from Bobic. It's a double touch going to be called. That one rolled off of Rabano. Continuing to play here. St. Clair looking to extend it. Will need to win this set in order to do so. There goes Cowie. This one leaking back over. Players converge. Rejected by Rabano. Good play from the Conestoga setter. And that one going to be hit back by Maine. She might have let it go. Marchetti might have been there. Nonetheless, it's 10-7 in favor of the visiting St. Clair offense. So they're going to go back to Marchetti from the backcourt, and she hits it through the block and down. Bianca Marchetti gets her 8th kill. She comes soaring through right off the block. That one going to be hitting off of Carl and down. Conestoga looking to rally. Putting it over, diving save from Bobic. And Bianca Marchetti says thank you very much and gets the kill. Great play on the defensive end, transitions into offense. Conestoga immediately gets the kill right after that. Bobic with a great play, roll shot again, sneaking it over top of the block through the legs of Smith as well as Clements. You're seeing that with Conestoga. Like we said, Bobic, a very defensive specialist for this team. Time and time again, she continues to do a great job. Racked up a number of digs last year. Finished in the top 10 in the league in that category. Does a great job being able to get any piece of the ball, sacrificing her body to extend the plays for the Condors. A great libero for the Conestoga, who are in white. St. Clair in green as we continue to play on. Bump set going over to Cowie. And this one going to be rejected by Cowie. It's Conestoga back within 1. Cowie now stepping back to serve as she's going to get another block. Conestoga doing a good job negating some of these hard-hitting attacks. Is this one going to bounce out of play? Marchetti hit it off the block, and it's going to land on Conestoga's side, but out of bounds. That puts us back to even. Conestoga, good resilience being shown. Is that one going to hit off the block there of Smith and down? Welmers with a big swing, and that's going to be rejected by Smith. Little miscue on the last block, makes no mistake on this one, as she will stop Welmer's attack. St. Clair surging in the blocks category, now up to 4 as Conestoga had the lead. There's the set going back to Marchetti. That one gonna be rejected. We'll go right back to her. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Bianca Marchetti, 2 swings in a row, was rejected on the first, not to be denied on the second. As you just see the swing power she has right there, that one gonna be blocked. It's gotta be terrifying if you're going up on the wall on that one. As she uncorks another furious swing right at the back line. Great backcourt attack from her. Up to 11 kills now on the afternoon. Now Conestoga's got the lead. 13-12 we go. Urbano played in 17 matches for the team. As this one's got near a nice serve from the Conestoga setter. This one going to be blocked and then roll and out of bounds. Conestoga set the wall. That one just going to hit off and roll out of bounds. Back and forth we continue to go. Really seeing teams get their feet under them the more we play. In a great matchup. Again, another close set. As this one all knotted up. 13 apiece we play on. Conestoga looking for their first win. As this one spins around, taking charge, and a nice play made there by Van Airy. Conestoga back on the block. As we get to see this block again. Here's the attack going up, hitting off Welmers, I believe. Let's see who gets credit for it. It's going to be Madison Welmers, yes. As she picks up her second block. Marchetti also in there. This one leaking a little bit. Holding the line, and now bounce up. Babic calls for it. She'll set to main as a net violation going to be called. Going up, hitting it on the way up. Conestoga, 2-point lead. Conestoga last year averaged 9.42 kills per set. Also very good, about 2.5 aces percent. Those two really put the pressure on your opponents to respond. A lot of aces from this team. You're seeing it in this game as well. We've had a number of them here. As that one put right in front of Babic. As that was a statement kill. Bit of zip on it. And that is going to put the lead down to 1 as we play on. Miscommunication and a miscue on the attack from McLean. Bit of a disjointed play for the Condors. And that allows the Saints to even it up. That one into the net, however. Conestoga, we mentioned that big playoff upset over the #1 ranked Seneca Stings. The team had great passing and the serving game. Seems to be their MO. They really have a good job as they're able to put teams back on their service and also just distributing the ball all over the floor. Never know where the ball is going, and that really thins out the defense for opposing teams. As players converge, free ball for the Condors. Welmer's going to grab this one. Now go over to main. Conestoga going to get the point. And Conestoga back with a 2-point lead. 17-15 we go. And a timeout now is going to be taken by Julianne Milling. As Conestoga looking to close this one out. focus at practice coming in when I talked with Milling for the Saints is their offensive strength, being able to run an in system, as well as their first contact. They want to get that initial contact and force Conestoga to respond. Their setters have been exceptional. They have a rookie setter this year, and she's able to learn from some of the best in the game. That rookie setter being Brooke Vickers, the Calgary, Alberta native. She's able to learn from Clements as well as Cabral, two veteran members of this Saints team. But also, like, there's no real one player on this Saints team that stands out comparatively. It's a unit. You're seeing it. They have a lot of success individually, but it's the way they play together that has been a focus for the Saints. They have a lot of depth. They have the next man up mentality. This team is very dangerous to play against, and when they're rolling, they're near impossible to stop. So far, Conestoga doing a good job negating some of their attacks. Mentioned earlier, Conestoga had a good preseason. In talking with Coach Witzel about something she liked, it's just the way they continue to improve. These are all students of the game. They saw things and they continue to improve on them game in and game out. The starting lineup has been very key for them. They've been passing the ball exceptionally well and really putting the Saints on their heels as they are up 2-0. Free ball now coming. Give and go, Welmers. No, it's Marchetti, pardon me. That's 17, not 7. Right down Broadway, Bianca Marchetti, a dozen kills now as she continues her reign of terror. This one into the net, however. We're just going to put Bobic back into the game as the libero. Mentioned earlier, these are two heavy-hitting teams, and we've been treated to some great volleyball as this one hitting off McLean and out. Service ace for the Saints. And Kyler picking that one up. Conestoga looking for a response, going to Cowie. Ending that one was Clements. And good block from the Condors, going up again with Cowie. This one getting over top of her. Saints defense stands strong. Now the Condors diving safe from Rabano. Going over to McLean. What a rally we are being treated to later on in this third set. Free ball sent over. Marchetti with the dig now. Either team willing to give an inch. Diving save made as Huggins got that one. Now Marchetti. And Conestoga wins a lengthy rally. That was a big point for the Condors. Back and forth. Conestoga able to win the point. They go up 19-17. That's going to send McKenna Main back. It's Conestoga looking to close it out. 19-17 our scores we just mentioned. This one leaking back over. Good play from McLean. Quick volley or bump back over. Having to fight the antenna, getting it around it. The set. And that went inside the block and down. Cowie got the kill. Little unorthodox. It works. Hannah Cowie as we take a look at it. That one just got in. Right into the hands, fighting a little bit was Harley Smith, trying to get it back up. However, it is going to fall. Conestoga now up by 3. That went through the block. Marchetti got a piece of it, unable to get any elevation under it. Be down. Saints strike again. Faneri now back, set to serve, one of the outside hitters for this St. Clair team. And just missing. Conestoga looking for a touch. They will not get it. 4 matches played for the second year when she was in her second year last year as an outside hitter. Looking to have her playing time increase this year. Actually, it was Tavaneri in her 4th year now. Had the wrong screen up here. That's going to be a $5 fine for me. And a timeout going to be taken by the Condors as we are all tied up, 20-20. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the finish to this one, as it is opening day here in the OCAA for the Condors as they take on the St. Clair Saints. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a great end to this one. 20-20 our score. Conestoga up 2-0, trying to take this one from the Saints. Stepping back to serve still Veneri. That one hitting off the net. Getting low was McLean. Cowie hitting it off the block. And that one's going to be down right out of the timeout. Conestoga gets a much needed point as they now have the lead deep in this 3rd set. Conestoga also digging the ball a little bit better than the Saints, 15 times more. That's one of St. Clair's strong suits last year, 12.41 digs per set, as they really do a good job extending play. And a big swing from the Saints, as they have had just under 100 attacks on the game. And that was a big swing from them as they strike right back, keeping this one knotted up. Smith now up to 8 kills. Going over to Marchetti. And players convert. This one going down as there's a little bit of defensive communication. And it looks like there was a collision as St. Clair quickly checking on Gabrielle Arbor, who looks to be okay. I'll put over Maine. Welmers bump set, getting it over to Marchetti. And Bianca Marchetti, how do you do? Have a game number 17. As we get a look at her 15th kill of the match. She goes up and smokes it right off Arbor and out of play. It's going to be a timeout taken by the Saints. Their second and final. Conestoga up by 2. Just need 2 more points to win this one. Players back onto the floor. We are set to go as we are deep into the 3rd set. Hannah Cowie going to serve for the Condors. Would love to get an ace here. As this one catching the back line by a hair. It's a much needed point for St. Clair as they try to extend this match. It's gonna be their 29th. Now Harley Smith back, has one ace so far. And Bobic sends it over. That one caromed off a couple of different players. And that's catching the line as well. Two perfectly placed balls has us back to even. As Smith continuing her tenure. Going over to Marchetti. Soft attack, diving save. That one put right back. Conestoga can re-engage and mount another attack. This one tooling off the block and down. Bianca Marchetti. Right on cue. She's got her 16th kill. None bigger than that one as it puts us to set match point. Bianca Marchetti, the captain of this team, leading by example as she was able to get a much needed kill, giving the Condors the lead. It's going to send Rabano back to serve. And Althea Rabano! The ace! Rabano gets the ace. And the Condors going to win it by a score of 25-23. They take it in straight sets, opening up their season with a win.
Your high scorers in that game for St. Clair, Harley Smith had 8 kills. Kayla Huggins led St. Clair. She had 14 for the Condors.
Great effort from the Condors. Bianca Marchetti finishing with 16 kills to go along with one ace. Howie had 8 kills and McLean rounding it out with 7. Kiana Huggins for the St. Clair Saints had 14. Smith with 8. Carl with 4. And that's how this one's going to end. Conestoga winning it by a score of 3-0. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to have a post-game interview for you in a moment. Here with Bianca Marchetti. You guys came out flying in the opening set, finished with 43 kills. What was working well for you in this match?
I think just communication overall. We were really eager to play this game because we had a long postseason, so we just really wanted to get the ball rolling.
And then how can you build off this opening win in your home opener as you get ready for Fanshawe next Friday?
I think it's important because now we've seen it, we know the competition, and now we can just keep playing our volleyball, and we've seen our potential, and we just keep going up from there.
Bianca, thank you very much for your time. Go enjoy your win.
Thank you.
That does it for us here from the Student Rec Complex. Conestoga opens the season, winning this one in straight sets, 3-0. Great effort from the ladies. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. From all of us here at the Student Rec Complex, I'm Mitchell Kuski. Be sure to tell somebody you love them, and we will see you next time.